Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. I just got home from work like too long ago. I had to do some stuff. So hopefully everyone's having a good day, night, wherever you guys are watching. And let's go ahead and begin. And hopefully, as long as I follow the guide, I think we should be able to win, I think. Alright, wait, so let me see. Where were we at the guide? Okay, so apparently, what do I have currently? Okay, I have to have the leotard on, okay. Alright, anything for social? I'd go with Tempest. Hopefully, I am not messing up, hopefully. And after we visit Tempest, we will just end our social turn. Then we go for exercise routine. Alright. And after that, we gotta go to Marlaka 1, which is this one. Alright. Okay. I have an update on the colony evacuation progress. All Imperial citizens have been retrieved safely. The abducted patients have reverted to normal behavior within the days of being removed from the planet's surface. They report no memory of their actions while under the influence. For precaution's sake, they will be kept isolated for some time while further tests are run. So far, no trace of any chemical substance or known disease vector can be found on their system. Okay, good, they're not attacked by Genosias. The Libs send their regards and that our colonists provide too weak to establish homesteads on a new wild terrain. They have to be responsible for this, but I just can't prove it. Do not respond. Yeah, it says do not respond. We don't know exactly what we're dealing with. Stay silent, but keep a watch on their borders. Very well. I'll notify the Bsky of Shadows that you will be present for the Glacia rites, which will take place after this turn's classes. You won't be the focus of attention, but many eyes will be on you nonetheless. You should be prepared to stay long for time well, without flinching. Okay. Alright, so tumbling. Where's tumbling? Oh, tumbling. And strength. Oh, wow, so close. So close to 50. Along with many dignitaries and devouts, you have found your way in the blister of shadows on the sacred night of the rite of Glacia. Here is imperative a Sprite will be sought from the gods to provide blessings for the Empire. While many ritual sacrifices take place throughout the calendar year, most are handled by the lesser Ziphora. Only on the pinned festivals does the High Pontifex get her own hands bloody. The scene will involve describing animal sacrifice. Oh. Animal sacrifice, you say? Oh. Would you like to skip the details? It won't affect the Norris stats. I'll do quick save. If it gets too bloody, we'll come back and we'll skip. But we'll see. You know, I don't like animal sacrifice. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna be prepared. So warning, animal sacrifices apparently. Ziphora walked down the aisles, along some carrying tribbles of incense, others carrying black iron cages which contain a number of captive birds. The flock is reared together in the grounds of the temple, fed and cared for since hatching for this purpose. Oh jeez. Poor little birds. Until now, they have all received the same treatment. Before the ceremony, each of the distinguished by the leg brand marked with sigils represents different duties and aspects. These bands last for only a few days before falling into dust. Any bird which escapes death tonight will become anonymous again, free from the divine purpose. Can we just free all the birdies? Can the birds just be free? Do we have to sacrifice them? The High Pontifex, meanwhile, awaits beside the altar, on a perch still hooded, waits her trained stellar hawk. Unlike Tempest, no part of this animal is enhanced by technology. It's also 3 times the size of your own pet, and its talons could rip through your throat if it were angry enough. Heavily scented smoke swirls from the sensors. Your eyes begin to itch, and you blink rapidly. The caged birds are even more agitated, rattle their feathers, and screeching in distress. I feel like we should probably just skip this. As a gesture from the High Pontifex, the cages are flung open and the birds take wing, whirling over the heads of the congregation and up to the oculus where the light of Andro beacons them to freedom. The Stellar Hawk's hood is removed, its eyes glitter with malice, delight before it launches itself in pursuit of its prey. Well, so far it's kinda like nature, I guess. While the hawk hunts, the Scala moves among the crowd, striking the hands and arms of the faithful with branding strings, or beaded strings. Pain is integral in the Angolia. Free! In time, the hawk returns, plump, captive, trembling in its claws. The hunter has been trained to bring back its ritual prey still alive. That's for the High Pontifex to grant. She takes the sacrifice into her hands, squeezing its neck to keep it helpless while it reads out the name inscribed upon its leg band. Game June. With a black knife, he slices the throat, cutting through the arteries so that the blood begins to flow out. Slowing through the copper callus. Oh, geez. The doomed bird struggles, shattering droplets straight to the altar cloth below. Oh, poor bird. This poor bird. The Squire raises their voices in this chorus. Their screams mimic. Oh, jeez. Mimicking the sounds of pain and terror as the bird's life drains away. The target captured was dedicated to Gamjun, the goddess's secret wisdom, prophecy, and regret. Whose secrets will influence the empire, whose regrets. With the chalice filled, the Sclara march past to dip their fingers into their blood, then stroke those fingers across the foreheads of the faithful. The ceremony goes on for what seems like hours. You're meant to keep standing, give your devout attention to every word that the High Pontifex speaks. You suffer through more boring parades. You can keep your face and stay calm. At the end, the High Pontifex recites her interpretation of the omen, which is crunched in symbolic language that is impossible to make sense of. She concludes with the usual blessings for glory for the Empire. At last, you're free to go. You, unlike the sacrificial birds, can escape with no predator pursuing you in the night. You made a public showing, and that will matter to some people. Gee. Why she had to do that to the poor bird? Why? That poor bird. Alright, now we gotta go and find someone. Vladimir, who's that? This guy can. Oh, guess we have to negotiate with him. Since we got rid of him, he doesn't have to vote for me anymore. Sport is a formal spirit that looks loyal to me. Here's purification shipments in distance. Of course, the right player, a princess born in a peaceful alliance. But to claim your throne, without question, you must demonstrate your worth. A show of strength and courage without violence. Yes, a sign of respect to your roots. His focus returns to you. Your Imperial Highness, in exchange for my support, I must request that you go on a pilgrimage to walk with your own feet across soil of Andu and reach the hidden location where you will receive the blessing of your ancestors. Some sort of shrine, perhaps. You've been prepared yourself when you have time for this journey, then speak with me and arrange transport to the surface. I will provide directions when you arrive. By not telling you the final destination ahead of time, he prevents you from taking shortcuts with your flyer. That probably also means you only have one chance to complete this pilgrimage. Still, it can't be that difficult. All you have to do is go on a walk, right? Maybe. We'll see. Alright, personal journey. Alright, let's do this. Elector Vryhoth has requested that you only make a personal pilgrimage, a journey on foot across the surface of Rondu. It doesn't seem like it should be all dangerous, but you may only have one chance to do this correctly. You may have lived in heavenly past now, but you have grew on the planetary surface. You're not afraid of an Earth trek. Oh. Alright, let's begin our journey. You receive the coordinates from Vryhoth and take flight down to the surface of Rondu. Oh. The flyer touches down in a cleared area on the edge of the dark forest. Of course, most of Rondu's forests are dark. The skies are always dimmer than on Kurdu, and the trees are hungry for whatever light they can steal. Branches weep together into a rustling canopy that drips with shadows. It's very easy to get lost walking through the such woods. It's a hilly area verging on mountainous. A lively stream through the too small to call a river runs out of the forest in a way. A source must be somewhere higher, a mountain spring or perhaps even a snow melt. Valtnir meets you on site. Welcome, Your Imperial Highness. All of Rondu is honored by your presence today. He turns to look at the direction of the forest. Follow the stream through the trees, and you will eventually come to a waterfall with large boulders by the side. Climb to the top, but be careful, the moss is slippery. Splash your face, wash with water from the pool above, and you will be blessed. Is there a shrine up there, or does he just want you to go visit a waterfall? You'll simply have to find out. Return here once you're done, I'll be waiting for you. He brings out a folding chair and settles with a book. He's just gonna stay here with a folding chair and a book. Apparently he will indeed be right here, waiting for you. You better get started. You step into the shadows of the trees. Almost instantly you feel cooler, as if the trees themselves are draining the warmth from your body. You wait for a split to let your eyes adjust before continuing. There's no clear trail here. The water itself is your only guide to your destination, but the stream twists and turns rather than flowing a single direction. Walking in the stream bed itself would be too risky. Currents could be stronger than you look, and if you slip, you could be swept away. You don't know the hazards are here. You need to keep on your feet where you can see them. The forest is dark and cold, but mostly quiet. You hear occasional rustle or catch the glow of red eyes watching you, but otherwise you are very alone. It takes a while for you to realize that the further you go, the worse visibility becomes. Not because of the shadows of the forest grow any darker, but because you are walking into the slow embrace of fog. Chilly fingers of mist stroke your cheeks, and the damp air coats your lungs as you breathe. The fog itself seems to take a faint blue glow, and what little light enters the forest is refracted through the myriad suspended droplets. It doesn't matter. The fog won't stop you. It's not so thick that you can't see your feet. That's all that matters. You just wish you knew how much further you had to go. You hear the sounds of waterfall before you recognize the change of color of the mists. There's sunlight up ahead. Beyond by the sense that your goal is near, you push forward. You come to an open space. It's beautiful. White water cascades down a mossy green rock face, shifting like it lands in the wind and throwing up enough spray to make a rainbow shimmer in the air. The stream beneath rippled and churns as water splashes over rocks. Alongside of the waterfall, boulders from not quite natural staircase, but ascends with enough hands of footholding that any competent hiker can probably reach the top. There's just one problem. It's on the wrong side of the stream. While there may not be enough water to call this a river, it isn't a tiny trickle either. Near the fall, the water is fast enough that it's a lot stronger than it was before. To reach the top, you'll have to cross that safely. Then haul yourself to a slippery pile of rocks, all to find what? Well, you thought originally that there might be a hidden shrine here, but at last, from the perspective, you can't see anything up there but more nature. There's no trails to indicate regular pilgrimage or construction, no reason to suggest there's any tricks to do it. Walter didn't tell you to look for a shrine or hidden carvings or anything like that. Just splash your face with water, the same water that comes down the fall. Technically, you can finish your quest here. Oh my goodness. We're getting across the stream. You take a few steps back, surveying the area, trying to figure out the safest approach. You find a fallen branch that's stripped down to serve as a hiking pole. Having more points of contact with the stream will give you more stability. It seems sensible to get a little ways downstream from the falls where the water is calmer and you have a better chance to see your footing. Not too far, though. You don't want to be here all day. You step cautiously into the chilling water. Facing upstream, you want to cross with little steps as slightly diagonal angle, leaning into the current. It's important to keep 2 points of contact pressed onto the ground at all times. Only move one foot if the other foot and your stick is properly braced. Don't move a leg too far or wave your foot around like a dancer. It might catch too much current and drag you over. Slowly, carefully, you shuffle your way across. On the far bank, you look up at the rocks. Every possible surface is mossy and damp. With spray, your shoes are a squeaking, swollen mess and won't be much help. Do you really want to do this? It's not impossibly high. Slipping shouldn't be dangerous, only frustrating. You come so far already. Is that the reason you keep going? Or a reason to see enough is enough? We're gonna sing. You haul yourself up to the top without difficulty. The worst is behind you. You turn to look back over the forest you have traversed. It's beautiful. You're not high enough to see over the tallest trees, but you can certainly make out a lot more of the forest. Misty tendrils chase each other between the trunks. Sunlight shines down and sparkling off of the laughing stream. Faraway birds call to their lovers. This world is nothing like the comfort and opulence of Heavenly Palace, but it's something precious. You quietly kneel and gaze into the pool at the top of the waterfall. It's calmer than you imagined, and you see yourself clearly reflected there, you and the sky above connected. You splash your face with the water of the pool. Your task is complete. The walk out of the forest is but necessary much the same as the walk in, but it feels shorter and easier now that you know what to expect. It's not possible to get lost, not with the stream to follow. And though you are now very tired, you can imagine how nice your bed would feel once you get home. Vulture is waiting for you at the forest edge. Greetings, Princess Zorana. Did you have a nice walk? Yes, I did. I think I did. He nods. What do you see at the waterfall pool? Myself in the sky. You are the daughter of the heavens, Princess Zorana. You came to us from the stars, and the celestial empire is your birthright. But you must also remember that you're connected to these forests and this planet, and always remember the peace and beauty lies at the heart of Malika, not only steel. He bows to you. I am pleased to offer my loyalty, Your Imperial Highness. Thank you. You need a nap, and a bath, not necessarily in that order, but for now, you have his vote. Yee, we got his vote. Nice. Okay, let me cough for a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, Zach, welcome. Ooh, 75 stream streak. Nice. Arf. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. But thank you for your 75 stream streak. Sorry I just noticed it. Alright, so let's go ahead and visit our pet. But hopefully you're doing good. You missed it. we had to witness a sacrifice. It was terrible. Okay, exercise routine. Now we gotta move to deep space. But which deep space do we go? There's like multiple deep space. Okay, so I need to go to Hyrule 1, which is over here. Okay, so I need to go to this side. Or is it this side? It doesn't really tell me which side we have to go on, but it just says Hyrule 1. So I guess it doesn't really matter, I guess. There's a wild story circulating on the feed. My best friend confessed love to me, and they're turned to an alien mushroom zombie. Oh my goodness, alien zombie. And it's a mushroom. Apparently the incident with the grapes has inspired a lot of amateur fiction, which is probably a sign that it's passing into a funny thing happened once, rather than a scandal that will haunt your life forever. Good. Now that's good. That's good to hear. Alright, so we gotta go tumbling in strength. And then we had to put on the Dark Champion outfit. Alright, so apparently I did have that outfit. $960. Alright, then after that, we have to go in the social link. March with Guard. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good day, Zach. Maybe you're having lunch right now. Alright, now we have to go over here.
Hello, Zach Skim. Welcome to Moonmist Magical
welcome,
World.
welcome. But you missed it. We had to sacrifice a bird. Well, not me, but the High Pontifex set in. It was very traumatizing. I didn't like it. Your Imperial Highness, some more pleasant business today. On turn 27, the Helen Palace will be hosting a performance, Heart of Ice, by Estonian State Opera Company. Oh, I don't know. Opera. Emperor Dragonson was quite aficionado. Maybe. It could be. It could be. But maybe it's a different one. Emperor Dragonson was quite an aficionado. This gala performance has been quite planning for half a year of them. Okay, so this is the same thing. So it's about the opera. Oh, that would be nice if there was. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Another chance to make a good impression. Yeah. But maybe someday we might be able to get it, maybe. That's if it got like good sales, maybe. Okay, so I did apparently wrestling 2 times. I gotta cough again. Thank you. I was just coughing, my throat is still kind of sore. But I should be okay. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, it'd be nice if it was on PC. That would be nice. Hyrule Prime is an unpleasant hot world, with much of its surface varying between desert and jungle. The currents and storms where air masses mix are reportedly spectacular. It's no wonder that this is the source of all flying species. At some time, their own natural wings may have discouraged their technological development. The Hyrule had not yet developed spaceflight when the system was discovered by Imperial explorers. In fact, they had not yet developed powered flight by any kind. Much has changed in centuries since Hyrule was absorbed in the Celestial Empire. But some of the stigmata of being less advanced still remain. Still, the capital is thriving metropolis with large conglomerates. All Imperial races in the upper echelons of society are eager to make connections with you. You are not personally experienced with Hyrule cuisine. The household staff of One Bite, one of the 2 electors from her homeworld, has offered to cater the reception. This would ensure that the menu is appropriate to local tastes and customs, but if there's any conflict between the two electors, allowing one to have so much influence might offend the other. There's also issues that Haru has no capsaicin receptors, which means they don't experience any sensation of pain from eating hot peppers that are common in other planets. They simply enjoy the taste. Oh my goodness, they can't taste the spice? Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad. I think that's bad. Boy, they can't experience spice. Allowing the Haru to cater would be a very spicy experience. Oh. Yeah, they accept that. The Haru should be pleased by your acceptance of their culture. As the reception gets underway, you make the rounds nodding and smiling and sampling the colorful bite-sized food they offer. You receive a full menu enlisting from the caterers and made a note of which items are more or less likely to be spicy. With that in mind, you carefully have to have a drink available before you and decide to taste something risky. Some of those spices smell delicious. You glance around the sea of feathered faces. Telling one Haru from another can be tricky at first glance. They all look a bit alike too. That's so nice. I mean, it would be nice to not taste something bitter. Yeah, that would be nice not to taste bitter. That would be the only exception. It would be nice to not be able to taste bitter. But I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe it might be a thing. I don't know. Maybe. Haru were rarely seen in marketing system. Gender is considered irrelevant personal information among the Haru. Discussion only with their mates and doctors. Their not unusual naming conventions provide no clue on the subject. With so many local guests, it is difficult for you to pick out the electors among the crowd. Of course, they are here to meet you and will no doubt seek you out. You stand waiting, projecting your best royal aura. Suddenly you become aware of a disturbance at the edge of the room. You move a bit closer and try to see what is happening. The Haru, its rich purple robes appear to be struggling with one of the palace waiters. Has it had too much to drink? It leaves my throat. Wait, that's not a server. That's an interior security officer operating undercover. Something is wrong here. Is that a Haru, an assassin? Oh, assassin. Whatever is going on, you better go. Get not too close. You need to let security do their work without disturbing the reception. You can leave a terrible impression of the rest of your guests, especially if they believe someone's been targeted with a violence because they're Haru. You need to provide a distraction. Quickly, you move to the front of the room, picking up a silver handbell and ring it to draw everyone's attention to you. Thank you all so much for attending tonight. This is my first time visiting Haru Prime, and I am excited to see many new faces. I hope many friendships and new connections are built tonight, and that we can go forward into the future together. There is a scatter of polite applause. It wasn't much of a speech, but at least it showed good attentions. More importantly, it appears that the security incident has been resolved with discretion, and the festivities can continue on as planned. Shortly after, someone approaches you. Oh, hello. By the standards of Haru fashion on display, this person is already dressed and probably either important or really seeking attention. One bite. Oh, hey, one bite. Clear skies to you, Imperial Highness. I am known as the common tongue as One Bite. Ah, this is one of the electors. Greetings to you, Honorable Elector. My compliments to your household for the food. It is quite delicious. I believe this is your first visit to Footstool, Haru Prime. I think it's more like one bite to a bite. Oh. Yeah, don't eat them. Don't eat them. Don't eat one bite. Ah, the poor bird. I'm gonna cough again. Don't eat them. But they're right. Their naming schemes are quite interesting. Believe you literally just said that. Yes, I'm sure you must have been busy integrating what with getting to know the territory, all the various divisions, the monuments to past events, the primer's office, the pilgrimages. It's a pity that you're not able to make yourself better known to our people before finding yourself in the tragic circumstances. However, we look forward to building a fresh imperial relationship with no priors. Well, it seems friendly enough. Thank you. I look forward to working with you. It waves its arms, seeming flustered. Yes, contact my office when you are prepared to learn. With that, it sweeps away to rejoin another Haru. Probably its spouse. You can't tell how it feels about you. Several splits later, another Haru ambles into your direction, propelled by coughs and nudges from the handsome young Meridian man who waits beside at a polite distance. Feathered as they are, the Harus take an eccentric approach to clothing. Where one bite seems to ornately overdresses, this individual looks like it can barely manage to keep anything attached. Oh, hello, Your Imperial Highness. Your Imperial Highness. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am known as Three Rock Neston. It's a pleasure to meet ya. It scratches its head awkwardly. I'm afraid I'm a bit behind on my updates, and there wasn't much information available anyway. So, tell me about yourself. What? Your interests, the things you like to read. You don't particularly enjoy reading for fun. You have too many other things to do, but what impressions you have to give for yourself? Oh, what do I do? Let me see. Oh, knowledge. Yeah, okay, so it's knowledge. This one. Talk about academic books. Most of my reading time is focused on my responsibilities to the Empire. Imperial history, law, and that sort of thing. Oh, that's quite interesting. We should compare notes sometime. Do you have any pets? A silverhawk. Excellent. It pulls up a little note and scribbles something. Yes, we'll talk again. Oh my goodness, he's writing something in his book. He wrote something down in his book. It's like how she writes stuff about people that he meets. It walks away, still writing. The Merklin you noticed earlier looks exuberant and takes a few rapid steps to catch up with the lector. What an odd bird. You can tell how it feels about you. As the reception winds down, your security team draws you aside for a discreet update. The disruptive guest earlier was apparently a Haru's spiritualist attempting to strike a blow against American overlords. They assure you that exactly the same thing would have happened if there had been your father holding a gathering. This attack was not about you personally, but what you represent. No connections to electors or larger factions have been detected. There should have been no further political consequences. Does that make it any better? Not really. Probably not. Alright, so let's, Alright, so we did that, so now we will, exercise routine. Okay. And now we stay put. My throat. A heart device. It is an epic tragedy. Okay, I think we already heard this one before. Yeah, I think we have, yeah. Let's just skip until we get something new. This is 27. Okay, so I need to go rhetoric. Please, the Empire. You have an election to win. You have to take whatever precautions you can to look devastating or deserving of the honor. We stayed here at the Heavenly Palace, the heart of the Celestial Empire, to celebrate one of the great many art forms, the opera. Here we celebrate our history, our civilization, our education, our refinement. The Empire is a living thing, always growing, and always changing. But it is held together by the backbone of tradition. We honor the past as if we reach for the future. You sit down in sounds of polite approval. Alright. We did it. Alright, now we have to study science? Oh, science. Science. Oh, we don't have... Oh, no. Okay, yeah. We do have technically some science. Nice, we get some bonuses. Alright, so we have to talk to 3 Rock. We gotta negotiate. We arranged for a private conversation when that 3 Rock nested. Would you support me? Vote now. I'm not ready. I don't have my notes. I do have my notes. It flips through its little notebook and looks back at you. Well, it seems, I'm not seeing that there's such a great difference, really. Whoever takes the throne will rule the Empire, and well, I don't have much reason to choose one or the other. Is there anything I do that will give you a reason? Something that will show you that I am the best choice to be Empress? Well, how are you for games? Games? You mean sports? No, not that sort of, nothing of the sort. Challenges, puzzles, adventures, phrase into fantasies. It's a hobby of mine, putting people into imagined scenarios where they must explore to uncover the truth story and escape, or ways to escape. It is difficult to find people willing to help test these little creations a game master needs players, you know? Oh, he likes D&D. You know, when you are with your background, you're a perfect subject for my latest idea. Is it dangerous? It's a game. Well, I suppose things could go a bit wrong. I mean, things could always go wrong. Fire, flood, earthquakes, balls, books falling into your head. That happened once. So I can't see there's no danger, but it doesn't that make it more exciting? Does your life need more excitement? It rubs its hands together. It needs a bit more time to prepare the dungeon. It's a tradition to call my place-based a dungeon. It doesn't mean there will be monsters necessarily. What does it involve? I can tell you that if you were prepared, it wouldn't be that fair of a test for my creations. I must see how you interact with the pieces when you don't know what they do, which clues you notice, and so on. But if you can play through my little adventure successfully, I'll give you my vote. Doesn't that sound like a fair reward? It's a reward you're after, but exactly what would you be getting yourself into? Contact me with your schedules ready for a session. If you want to find out, you have to take a chance. Oh, we're gonna play some D&D. Dungeon Master. My throat. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and take the personal quest. The Lecture 3 Rock nestled wishes you to play a mysterious game somewhere on the planet's surface. It will not give you any more details, only that it would be an adventure. It also wasn't clear whether you had to be more than one chance at this. Are you ready to make the attempt? Yeah, let's play. You sent a message to Lecturer's office to arrange your trip to the surface. Without much delay, you receive a reply with landing coordinates and a request to wear comfortable shoes. You meet 3 Rock nestled on Haru Prime outside of what appears to be a large warehouse. Welcome, Your Imperial Highness. I'm so glad you could make it. Now, this scenario is based on the Livonian photograph era, a classic time period on the planet was murder mysteries and hands-on detective work. I have to investigate a murder? Well, who knows? Anything could happen. You are an investigator visiting a mansion of an eccentric millionaire, the wealthiest class of the time. Wait, if that's the wealthiest class of the time, then what is the wealthiest class now? Oh my goodness, they're like gagillionaires or something? Jeez, that's crazy. No one needs that much money. It is in the possession of stolen diamond necklace. It's very valuable rumor to carry a mysterious mystical curse. Their job is to find a necklace and escape with it. Here's a notebook in case you need it for any puzzles. It hands you a little book full of blank paper with pens strapped inside. Any other equipment or weapons you have, you should leave them here. The puzzles aren't meant to be solved with only what you find inside. Now remember, once you go through that door, you're an old Novonian, pre-space flight, trying to stay in character. You may have Novonian heritage, but you're not experienced in their ancient history. Now on with the show. The lecturer opens the door that blackens and ushers you inside. Oh, hey, Arolu. You step through the blinking and hoping that your eyes will adjust when suddenly the door closes behind you. You're alone in unknown space. It is the dark. Oh my goodness, we're doing an escape room. Bang! You hear the sound of thunder clashing and lights overhead flickering crazily, giving you fragmental glimpses of your environment. You are standing on a rough, brushy set floor. Oddly in front of you is a facade of another building, an oddly fashioned house. A mansion that 3 rock nestled described. The sound of rain sweeps over you with a hiss, and panels your sides begin to glow with the streaks of blue. You're not actually getting wet, but the atmosphere is clear. You almost can smell it. It makes you shiver. 2 glass lanterns in front of the house ignite, framing a large door. That must be where you're supposed to go next. You approach the front door. It looks wooden, though it's hard to be certain in the dim light. And a gleaming metallic knocker is attached. There's a small slot cut into the door, wide and tall enough for an envelope to pass through, but not a hand. Let's knock the door. Knock, knock. You lift the knocker and bringing it down loudly against the door surface. After a moment, you hear a voice from the other side. Do you have an invitation? Oh, what? Please slide your invitation to the door so I may see who's calling. You don't have an invitation, just a notebook filled with blank paper and a pen. I need to be let in. You're supposed to play along with the story, right? You take a deep breath, letting your shoulders heave as you widen your eyes. I beg of you, please let me in. I don't have an invitation, but I got lost on my way. Now it's torrenting down in rain. I'm frightened and cold and wet and alone. Surely you won't just leave me out here in the dark. The door creaks open, revealing Orville, the lecturer's companion, wearing a formal feathered suit. Who might I say is calling? Lady Zorana, and thank you so much. Please come inside. He ushers you in a room decorated in what you can assume is period or Novonian style. A large number of comfortable chairs are set around the edges, and tiny wooden tables crammed between them. The walls are covered in decorative patterned paper. High shelves have collected of silver china. Make yourself comfortable, madam, and I will announce your arrival to the master. He bows and leaves through the side door, and he closes behind him. You stand in place, uncertain. Are you supposed to be searching for this room for clues? It is a diamond necklace. So Chinese, I think it is apparently it is. It's kind of crazy. Well, I guess it makes sense, since there should be technically an Earth. Technically, there should be an Earth. I gotta sneeze. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, there should be an Earth probably somewhere. Alright, where was I? Isn't a diamond nut is hidden in one of the silver cups? Or should you just go deeper in the mansion while the servant's not looking? Suddenly you hear voices come from behind the door Orville just used. Despite the distance, they're as loud and clear as where you're standing in the same room. The inspector's here. You let her into the house. This is catastrophic. I expect better than my loyal butler. It'll be crazy if a tiny planet like Earth becomes multiple becomes a multi-planeted product. That would be crazy. Unless it's like stolen stuff. It could have been stolen and pillaged. It could have been. Who knows? Anything's possible. A thousand apologies, Master. Should I send her away? No, that only arouses her suspicion. You must keep her occupied. Stall her. Serve her tea and cakes. I will use the secret passage to reach the diamond necklace and secure it safely. Imagine this world. Oh, it could be. It could be. Because again, anything's possible in space. Yes, Master. And then, oddly, you hear little snippets of music. A distant 4-2 note followed by a dull, grinding noise. As you blink in puzzlement, Oro reemerges, pulling the door behind him again so that you cannot see the room beyond, but not quite closing it. Please accept my apologies, madam. The master is deeply occupied with important business matters and cannot receive you at the moment. If you would be so kind to have a seat, I'll bring you tea and refreshments while you wait. He exits again through a different door this time. This one closes subtly behind them. You walk over to peek through the first door. The room beyond appears to be a study containing a large desk. There are bookshelves, a fireplace, and a keyboard, perhaps a harpsichord. There's no one in the room and no signs of any other exits. The master might have escaped via a secret passage that was mentioned. There is little tune, so is it the harpsichord and the key? You hum the simple notes under your breath, burning them into mind, and then place your fingers over the keys. It only takes a few tries to replicate the tune correctly. When the last note chimes, there's a grinding sound. The bookcase on the wall swings open, revealing a dark passage. There must be a way to whatever the master has hidden in a diamond necklace. You slip behind the bookshelf. The walls here are designed to look like they're made of large stones, mortared together, but they're too soft when you touch them. It is some sort of foam that looks like rock. Well, this is a game after all. Tiny bulbs of shape of candle flames ignite as you set foot in the secret passage. Even enough light to let you pass through safely, though not to see well. Like the candles, they flicker erratically, making it harder to focus. Ooh, they have these type of candles. They have the fake candles, where it's just a light bulb. It's pretty fancy. Instinctively, you slow down, balancing your weight carefully so that your steps are nearly silent. You are sneaking around after all. You hear a metallic noise and freeze in place. Looking around, you see what's happening. The metal granting descends from the ceiling in front of you and behind you, blocking the passage. Confused, you run forward to grab hold of the bars and trying to lift them up again. They won't budge. Just how heavy are they? Wait, there's a little square hole in the floor right in front of the gate, surprisingly deep and narrow, with what looks like a keyhole at the bottom of it. Has the grating somehow locked into place? Haha, I have you now. The lecturer walks in the view, far from the end of the corridor and carrying something in its hand, but you can't seem to make it out. So, Madam Inspector, you thought you could bear in my own den? Who does not have beards? Now, the shoes and the other foot, haha. I have hidden the necklace when no one can find it, defeated by the most dangerous beetles of all. And as for you, you won't be rot here in the secret dungeon, out of sight, forgotten by all forces to stare at your salvation and just out of reach. It holds up the object in its hand, a large ring, from which it dangles a very large metal key. Metal key. Then it reaches over to hang the key ring on a small hook attached to the wall, apparently for this purpose. The hook is, of course, just too far away from reach from behind the metal bars. So long, Madam Inspector. It turns dramatically and struts its way out of the corridor, leaving you alone and trapped. Oh my goodness, we're trapped. A makeshift lockpick won't help you here. With the keyhole just so far down the narrow shaft, you can't get the right angle with your tools. This is a game, a puzzle. There must be a solution. The flickering light even out some glows brightly, allowing you to see more clearly. There's a large metal rod of some sort laying on the floor, and it's cracked right into the wall, easily overlooked. Why did you be inside your house in the first place? Well, apparently, I got a call. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. But yeah, apparently it's just like a role-playing game, and we're supposed to be an inspector. And we're supposed to be on the hunt for a diamond necklace. And apparently, as part of the game, as the inspector, we suspect something's going on here. So that's why you're here. So it technically is a stranger, but we have some sort of tip that something's going on here. That's basically what's going on. We're like a detective or something. You pick it up and it appears to be a fireplace poker with a pointed tip that has been slightly fired off to it. A proper hook would be more useful, but your hand, it's steady, could use it to capture the keyring. You held out the poker carefully, maneuvering the tip under the keyring and lifting it. You almost got it. Keeping your muscles under careful control, you bring the keyring back without dropping it. You insert the long key into the hole and turn it with a click. Nothing obvious happens, but now, when you grab hold of the bars and haul it upwards, they gently raise. The scene isn't true for the gate behind you. You're clearly supposed to keep moving forward. You keep the poker handy, though you never know when you might need a weapon. Cautiously quiet and certain what to expect as you keep along the passage. At the end of the corridor, there's an obvious brass rectangle mounted on the outline of a door showing where to push. Wary of traps, you prod it first with the tip of the poker, but nothing happens. You shut the door and it pivots, letting you out into another richly appointed room. Another study, perhaps, but the study of a mad taxidermist. The walls and tables are covered with dead animals stuffed and poses as trophies. Gross. The massive charred skin forever frozen on the tiny legs. Sharp teeth gleaming, the entire wall is covered with pinned insects of every shape and color. There's no sign of the master or the butler. You're on your own. So now what? Oh, okay. I do remember they said something about a beetle, so we gotta go look for some insects. You look at the rainbow insects pinned on the mounted wall. Bees, butterfly, beetles. Wait, didn't the elector, the master, say that the necklace was guarded by the most dangerous beetle? This must be a puzzle. You look up and down at the displays. How can you tell which is the most dangerous beetle? You're not an expert bug collector, even on your own homeworld. Really, you can't expect to recognize every insect. Beetles generally aren't dangerous, at least not to anything ordinary, anything your size. Predatory beetles eat other insects, not people. Few beetles are capable of devouring a bite that you would not even notice, and that you have annoying them that make them try it. Oh jeez, So as long as you don't make some beetles angry, they won't bite you. Okay. That is kind of scary. They can bite you, take a chunk out of you, without you even noticing. Nature is scary. But then you remembered there are other ways than biting for beetles to be dangerous. Some beetles ooze toxic substance that will burn anyone who touches them. Its defense, not only attack, but more dangerous to people than the tiny beetle's bite could ever be. Beetles' blisters can scar horribly. Toxic beetles usually have asthmatic coloring, which means they're bright and easy to see, advertising that you should be more aware of them than you are of you. I mean that honestly every animal ever is, so you don't mess with them. True, that is true. You really shouldn't be messing with animals in the first place. As long as you don't annoy them. They could bite, they could stretch, they could do a lot of things to you. As long as you don't mess with them. But then again, there's some that just might attack you for no reason. So these I have to be careful. So you need to do is examine the plaques of the brightest looking beetles and poke around looking for a hidden button and switches without touching the beetles themselves. It seems that each of the frame displays is firmly fixed to the wall on a hidden pole that allows frames to be rotated. You try a few different bright spotted beetles, but eventually turn the frame and reward with the sound of machinery starting up. You turn around just in time to see a panel behind the stuffed char sliding away, revealing another secret passage in the wall. The beast is still in the way, so you have to get up and close to it, and then step cautiously over the base mounted in order to enter. The previous passage was designed to look like an old stone wall, mason's work, though this is rougher form, where you could tell with the light in mine or a cave, perhaps a real one, of course, but this is just a set of design. Loose pebbles shifting underfoot, marking your every step with a crunch. The passage opens to a larger space, still too dark for you to make out its full dimensions. One thing, however, perfectly clear: a pedestal with supposedly glistering diamond necklace. Well, diamond, you doubt even the eccentric electric would put up a jewel of such worth as a prize for a game pretend adventure. It's likely glass, but it certainly sparkles. The proof of your victory. You hurry forward to grab the necklace before anything could go wrong. Something or something groans. Oh. The groaning is louder and echoing on all sides. It almost sounds like words. Doom, doom, doom. Suddenly you see a light in the distance, done through the leaves, a fresh breeze to wait out. Unfortunately, the light is also illuminating the area you find yourself in, revealing that you're not alone. Two groups of ghostly white figures are conversing upon you from either side. They are about your height, but strangely lumpy and misshapen, as if they are made of melted dough. You move forward in strange jockey hopes that they make their bodies quiver like balloons. Each time they jump, they also moan, doom, doom. Is this mystic curse? The mystical curse? The swirling and clanking suggests that these are robots dressed to look like monsters. In any case, they don't look friendly, and they're getting closer. What will happen if they grab hold of you? Better not find out. Okay. This one. Fight your way through. You'll have your poker with your hand as a weapon. These monsters look designed to be bashed safely, so have at it. You swung a bat or a club that you hit a ball before. You know how to control your force in targeting your goal. And your target. The goal here isn't to destroy all the robots, just to knock them out of your way so you can get to the exit. Whip, wing. You energetically bash any spirit that approach you, knocking them back against its neighbor. The robots are light, but they are not too well balanced either. But a good blow to the head will wobble them. Clang. With a few blows, you secure a pass, and you're able to make a dash to the exit. You're free. Congratulations! You have successfully completed my little adventure. It was very educational. I could see several areas that needed a bit of tweaking. It pulls a notepad and adds a bit more writing. Must be to Kerr. She's always good for a puzzle. Kerr is a lecturer of Wigem from Haru 2. They're friends? Well, clears his throat. Ah, yes. As we agreed, I shall give you my vote in the election. Earl can accompany you to the flyer if needed assistance. I must write down this before I forget. He turns away, muttering under its breath. Well, you don't need to get its attention now. You've accomplished your goal and can return home in triumph. We did it. We solved the escape room. Alright, so after that, I need to talk to one bite. Negotiate. Let's see. 8 snaps is big. Mini bites. Yes, mini bites. When the ritual of lecture occurs, each elector must cast their votes according to their consciences, deciding who is most suited to lead the empire. That time has not arrived. If you wish to sway my opinion, you need to provide material evidence of your worth. How do I do that? By your own admission, Your Imperial Highness, you are unfamiliar with the culture of our footstool. You have little experience with Haru. Footstool is a play on words, the name on the Haru used for their own homeworld, in the original language translated vaguely as a thing one stands upon. Supposed to be asserted dominance and to be used as a springboard into flight. No one uses the name in formal disclosure anymore. Our prime makes that statues more clear. You must undertake a pilgrimage to the hidden shrine and pay your respects to the vassal of the Zikakile? No Don? No Dungeon? Dinon. Oh, hopefully I'm saying it right, but thank you. Meow. Meow. Yeah. See, Zipkakile. That sounds like a name from an ancient Haru language, but you never heard of any deity or stream names with that title in Haru Pantheon. It must be a secret mystery. You must make the journey alone and unaided, except for the traditional scroll of guidance. It will be a difficult quest, but if you return successfully, you may receive my favor. Even if you find this vessel, one bite isn't necessarily promising to support you. Contact me when you're ready to undergo the rite. Oh, okay. A dangerous journey on a secret location, made alone. It would be a prime opportunity for an accident to occur. You need to consider this carefully before following through one bite suggestion. Oh my goodness. That sounds kind of dangerous. But let's do it. The Elector One Bite wishes you to undertake a journey alone to a secret location, Haru Prime, in order to carry out pilgrimage, which will deepen your understanding of their culture. The details are shrouded in mystery. You don't know what we'll have to do. And the Elector implied that it might be dangerous. It's quite likely that you will only get one chance to succeed. Are you ready? Sure. I think I'm ready. You send a message to Elector's office and waits for further instructions. At last, you are sent coordinates for the settlement on the planet's surface. You take your flyer down. To your dismay, the Elector is not present at the airfield. Only a young Haru staffer who escorts you away from the airfield onto his cross-surface train, where you travel at rapid speed to an even more isolated location. There is no sign of civilization. There's a small clearing with perches to wait for a certain train. There isn't even a ticket office. All you see are mountains and jungles. The aide hands you a parchment scroll. You unroll it, hoping to find directions, but colors. The aide points ahead of you into the jungle. It may be a map, an aerial map, something that would make sense for a Haru pilgrimage, getting back in touch with its roots. If it took to the skies, you could easily puzzle out how these shapes correspond with the train. You don't have the option. You are far from a flyer. All you have is your eyes and your feet. You have to get going. There are shapes on the map, too geometrical to be a natural formation. That must be the shrine or temple that you are looking for. Of course, there's no scale markings to give you any hint or scale and distance, and no paths to follow. You have a decent amount of experience navigating the land, and you can remember distance and directions that you traveled even when you have veer on your way a little to deal with the right rough terrain. After a few false starts, you begin to see how the territories you're traversing correspond to the color patterns on the map that you've been given. With that, you can plot a course. You pick your way carefully through the jungle. It's actually not as thick as it looks at first, and the local insects are not interested in the smell of your sweat, but it's still slow going. After a long journey, you eventually discover what must be a temple, a stone structure nestled in a narrow canyon and sheltered beneath the rocky outcropping. The tall stone doors that grant entrance are immediately obvious. They are so obviously closed. You push them, but they do not open. There is a star-shaped depression on one of the doors. That must be the locking mechanism. Checking for the scroll beneath the rough map, you find a picture of a similar shape with a note above, finding the key on the wing. You look up. Atop of the temple structure is a tall and narrow shaft, like a flagpole, and on top of it, you can see something glittering. A key? Even Haru would need some trickery flights to grab it, well, without crashing, considering their wingspan. In the tight twist of the canyon, you however cannot fly, nor do you have the equipment to get airborne. Then a drone, or dangle yourself off a cliff. With the right equipment, you could blow the doors down, but damaging the temple would surely not impress the elector. You examine the depression on the door more closely. It's not a particularly complex lock, just a large one. You can trigger each pin by itself without needing any special tools, but each pin on the star has to be pressed simultaneously for the door to open. You either need more hands or you need to replicate the key. Unfortunately, neither seems possible. The only option remains to somehow climb the smooth sheer pole. You scramble on the outside of the building until you reach the base of the pole, then take hold within both of your hands. Hearing your body at the hips, you lift your legs up and your knees as high as possible before wrapping your feet and spin around the pole. Letting your legs support you for a moment, you extend your body, raising your hips and moving your hands up for a new, higher grip. From there, you hold with your hands and pull your legs up again. Return to a folded position. Repeating these movements allow you to slowly work your way up the pole and grab the key. Getting down could be very done quickly and painfully, but you opt for the safest method instead. It's also important that you use your strength wisely and conserve as much as possible. You don't know what other challenges might lie ahead. At last, you press the key into position. It gives a turn with a groan. The stone doors creak open. Beyond the doors, you only see darkness. The temple is solid structure, completely without windows. No natural light can make its way in. You take a few cautious steps through the doorway, hoping that the light will automatically turn on when it detects your presence, but nothing. If you had the night vision of Maru, or even the full-blooded American, this wouldn't be such of a problem.
Moonmist, sleepy time alert.
Yes,
Let's curl up
I'll go to
and
bed soon. Let
recharge
me just
your
finish
magical
this.
cuteness.
Full-blooded American, this would be next problem. The Haru aren't particularly nocturnal, so shouldn't there be lights? Is this meant to be a test of courage? Yeah, let me just finish this. I gotta cough again. Okay, sorry about that. If there's no lights then you just have to make some. You head back to the jungle to discover some supplies, such as long, freshly cut sticks, still damp inside, and the resin-filled bark of a certain tree. You wrap the bark around one end of the stick and set the fire to create a natural torch. It won't last long though, you have to hurry. As you proceed, you notice that the carved stone walls are soon replaced by a different substance, something with underneath the dust and cobwebs. More manufactured, the building within the building? Well, it's not unusual to build on top of an older structure, so perhaps the original was too small for this purpose. Strange though, all the hallways seem completely empty. What is this space for? If the temple is an extinct sect, only remembered in secret, then perhaps there were once many more priests and samurais held inside. Now, the only vessel remains, whatever that is. You're close now. Sure, the secret must lie at the center of the heart of the structure. You must have to find it. Deep inside the structure, all sounds are muffled, even your own footsteps seem to vanish. The air, however, still smelled fresh. There are no sign of mold. It doesn't look like the space gets regular maintenance, but something must be checking up now and then to make it ready for pilgrimage if nothing else. At last, you pass through the final doorway and freeze in place. Unexpected light blossoms all around you. Something set a trigger When the pilgrim reaches this room, apparently, you blink a few times, letting your eyes adjust before you proceed. This space feels quite different from the ancient temples you were expecting. The walls are uneven, but not because of the primitive workmanship. The walls are covered in gate gaps where technological equipment should be attached, marked out by the metal connectors on loose wires. This structure actually is an abandoned research station. Whatever happens here is in the past. The only remaining feature of the note is displayed on the case in the center of the room, the focal point of the light's prices. Inside you see an amorous glass, a bowl, a multicolored glass shape, open wide at the top. Capacious enough to bathe in a small child in, hues shift and melt into each other across those carving walls, like waves and clouds, archipelagos as seen from orbit. You walk around the case, viewing the bowl from different angles. There is a golden metal nameplate within clearly says the vessel of the vessel in the bowl is the bowl. What is it supposed to hold? You're aware of some social rituals for Haru tribal times that involve sharing drinks with larger communities, but you don't know where they concrete or certain vessels made especially for that purpose. Even if there were, ancient Haru would not have worshipped the bowl itself. But was there a particular myth or miracle associated with this specific bowl, if you haven't heard of, or is it just a historical relic? Well, you were told to find the vessel and pay your respects. Here we are. How on earth did you show respect? It's a nice looking bowl, but there aren't any instructions. For a lack of any better, you stare at the vessel and give an approved on. There, done. Now you have to do is return to having class and contact one bite. After a brief break from refreshing yourself and restore your appearance, you open communication channel to lecture. You have a report for me? I left a train journey through the jungle to pass a shrine along the doors with a star key, passed through the dark inside, found a display of the vessel. And what did you think? Was it a ceremonial bowl of some sort? Part of a ceremony? No. The vessel is a work by an artist of the great renown before the Celestial Empire touched down upon the footstool, because of which most of their known creations were acquired and taken back to order for display for educational purposes. In the centuries since, our planetary governments have maintained and negotiated to return many of such artifacts for a price. The vessel of Ziphora is here displayed as remains of the old American ship, which once carried goods away from Haru Prime. They're at a research station, but a decommissioned spaceship. So, Your Imperial Highness, what do you think of my display? Taken together, it looks like a trophy asserting dominance over the Twin Worlds by displaying a piece of Haru reclaimed within wreckage of American ship, as if it were inside the Battle of Victory. Oh, well, it shows connection between cultures. Ooh, learn the story behind one bite's quest. Ooh. An achievement. It depicts the connection between imperial cultures, how within Mark and within Haru, our history is intertwined. I think it's a point to acknowledge. Interesting. Well, you have accomplished the task I set before you. I suppose it falls me to reward you, falls upon me to reward you. Very well, you have my pledge, I will vote for you. Perhaps others will as well. Thank you, Elector. That was a hard-fought victory, but you succeeded in the end. We did it. We got 18. We still need 11 more people. Huh. Alright, let me go and chat. I should get us to the next statement. Hey, we need to go to 2. Which is this one? Yeah, we did it. We at least got a couple more people. So let's just go ahead and save right here. Where's files again? Oh yeah, it just says right click. Alright, let's go ahead and save. So we did a little bit. We at least got like five turns, didn't we? I know it started a bit late, because I was running a bit late. But yeah. At least we got some stuff done, so that's good. Well, it looks like I'm not gonna be eating this game just yet. So maybe I could continue playing this on maybe Wednesday, maybe. I do want to try to finish this before the end of the month, so we'll probably play this game. Are we winning the overall? Yeah, we're winning the overall. We have 18 votes while the one person only has 1 vote. So yeah, we're winning. Basically, he's just voting for himself. Yeah, we got some new scenes, so that's good. Thank you. Thank you. It should have been for tonight. We didn't get much done tonight, but it's okay. We got at least that achievement. Yeah. But yeah, my throat, it feels like hopefully it doesn't close, hopefully. Because if I can't talk, then I might not be able to stream. It's almost New Year too, it's almost New Year's. Which is nice. But hopefully I don't lose my voice, hopefully. If not, I'll probably be like a mute stream maybe. Or just do like something that I don't really need like a lot of talking maybe. Maybe more Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe. I don't know. Something. But hopefully I don't lose my voice so I can still continue with what I need to play. Hopefully. Wait, so tomorrow we'll be playing Persona 5, the Phantom X with the new event. Not really sure how long it's gonna be, but we'll play some at the very least. We'll play however much we can. Hopefully it's enough for one stream, hopefully. And on Tuesday, we might play more Zenora, to be honest. We might play more Zenora. Because I want to try to finish this game since we weren't able to finish tonight. So we're probably gonna finish Zenora. And if we don't finish by Wednesday, then we'll probably continue more on Wednesday. Hopefully. But it's almost New Year's, which is pretty cool. For me, it's what, 3 more days? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 more days, 4 more days. At least for me, it's 4 more days. And for you, I think it should be 3 days. But yeah, this year is almost over. It's almost over. Hopefully the new year will be more better. Hopefully. Because over here, it's not so good. This year has not really been good. Sorry, I didn't mean to sneeze, but I didn't. But yeah, that would be it for now. So maybe, Persona tomorrow, I'll probably finish up Galaxy Princess Zorana. That's like 2 days, maybe. Then Thursday, not really sure. If you want to play more Don't Starve, we can play more on Thursday if you want. I mean, let's see. It's Friday, technically. It would be the first of the year. I'm not really sure what main game I'm going to be playing. Maybe, I don't know, it's between maybe Hollow Knight and Little Nightmares, maybe. Maybe that will be my main game for January. Either Hollow Knight or Little Nightmares, maybe. I don't know. There's so many good games I want to play. I don't know. Let's see. But if there's something that you want to watch me play, then let me know. My throat. I should probably start ending so I can rest my throat a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and find some to raid. My throat. It hurts. Yeah, I'll try to hydrate as much as I can. I took some medicine before stream, so hopefully it helps. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and find some to read, unless you have a suggestion. Not really me lead the way? Okay, I'll lead the way. Oh, my nose. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Let's see. We should read Hoshi. Playing Hades 2 again. Let's see. What should we raid? Oh yeah. Wait, so now. We'll raid Hoshin, maybe. Wait. Oh, I think it might be one of Sabi's friends, if I remember correctly. Let's raid this person. Drake's Ghost. They're apparently playing Roblox Vryhoth or something. I don't know, but they're playing Roblox, but it looks like it's like Vryhoth. So let's raid this person, they're new. Oh, I see someone who we know, and that's in their stream. They're in their chat. Now let's go raid them. Yeah. Okay, I did the right message. So let's raid Strick's Ghost. I think that's how you pronounce their name. Strick's Ghost? Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully. Okay, let's go ahead and raid them. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be continuing to play some Persona 5, the Phantom X. And we'll check out the new update, see what the new event is. Because we're trying 2 interesting twins. Former jailers. It'll be pretty interesting to see. But yeah, so have a good night, good day, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, we get a little bit better, hopefully. But if I can't talk, then maybe I might have to cancel stream, but I don't know. Hopefully, I do get better, though. Yeah. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope we can meet again next time, around 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, good night.